Is 19 and a half too many points to lay for Ohio State, Michigan State today?
I think so. Look, Mel Tucker is my national coach of the year. He's done an incredible job. I think that Ohio State is the best team in the Big Ten and that they will win this game. But there's no way, if you just look at what's happened all season long, Michigan State has laid one egg against Purdue. Possible they do it again against Ohio State. But based on what we've seen all season long, I don't see how you can say that Ohio State should be a 19.5-point favorite over Michigan State. I'm on the Spartans here.
Clay, I've got one more for you. Help settle this debate that I've been having with multiple people. If UConn hires Jim Mora simply because of his name, Jim Mora, to get some star appeal for that job, is someone really going to not hire Jon Gruden in college football if Jon Gruden really wants to coach a program? Now, I'll say up front, I don't think Jon Gruden's taking a job just to take it. He's shown he can sit out for a decade and be an analyst or do whatever else he wants to do, and he doesn't have to be coaching a team. But let's say Washington or Virginia Tech or one of these jobs comes at Washington State, says, we really want to hire Jon Gruden and pay him a lot of money because we know Jon Gruden is going to sell our program and get players to come. Do you think that would stop a college program based on what came to light with Jon Gruden recently?
I think probably sitting out a year is easier, but here's a question for you that I think you have to factor in too. Is it easier for Jon Gruden to get a football coaching job than it is a media job right now?
Yes.
I think the answer is yes, right? I think it's easier for
unless OutKick hires him, yes.
Yeah. I think it's easier for a university to make the case to their fan base than it is for a media executive to make the case to his or her board. And so that factors in here. I don't think Jon Gruden's going to get hired in the NFL anytime soon, but could a major college football program? Look, Jon Gruden had a lot of success in Tampa Bay. Just tossing it out there. If Dan Mullen were gone, would the Florida Gators talk to Jon Gruden? Might the University of Miami? It would not stun me. Look, what Bobby Petrino did to me was far more significant than what Jon Gruden did, right? A decade-old emails versus lying to your boss and having an affair with a former employee. And Louisville was not up above hiring him, and certainly Western Kentucky went and hired Bobby Petrino and brought him back after like a year. To me, if Bobby Petrino can get rehired, then there's no reason at all why somebody shouldn't or wouldn't be able to hire Jon Gruden if they decided he was the right fit.
Question for both you and Chad, Clay, as Tennessee fans. Are you more interested and invested in finding and watching Tennessee, South Alabama, or Tennessee, Villanova today on the hardwood?
I'm way more interested in basketball. By the way, this would be ultimate Tennessee football. If, there's rumors out there that potentially LSU could be making a big run at Lincoln Riley.
Yes.
The most Tennessee result imaginable would be Lincoln Riley goes to LSU, and then Oklahoma decides their top candidate is Josh Heupel, and after 1 year, he got hired away to go to Oklahoma. And then, by the way, I think there'd be a lot of Tennessee fans who would just say, screw it, go hire Jon Gruden, to answer Chad's question, which would be a crazy circle back moment. I think Jon Gruden might be more desperate to come to Tennessee than Tennessee would be to hire Jon Gruden.
If so, we're pulling this clip. If that happens, we're saying we called it.
Well, look, I'm going to be watching both. I'm far more interested in football because there's far fewer games. I'll be watching more of that. But I will say, Clay, it would be the ultimate Tennessee thing to happen on both sides, right? Losing the coach that shows a lot of promise in year one to go back to the alma mater.
It's Lane Kiffin
all over. But also, Tennessee just putting a middle finger up to the rest of America the way they have time and time again and saying, screw it, we're all in with Gruden. Groomers are back. We're going to hire Jon Gruden. And Jon Gruden would be the perfect outlaw coach at an outlaw place like Tennessee if that happened. It's not going to happen, but damn, it's fun to think about.
Well, it's just ridiculous that Tennessee would have some measure of success. I mean, it should beat South Alabama and Vanderbilt next weekend and get to 7-5. I think then likely slotted into the Music City Bowl. And if that crazy situation happen. People have had Lincoln Riley coaching Oklahoma for like the next decade. It really would be Lane Kiffin all over again, where, it's one of the great parlor games out there. If USC doesn't come open, how many years does Lane Kiffin stay at Tennessee, and what is his overall result? I think he would have done okay. I don't think he would have done bad at all. Instead, obviously, SC comes open. He sprints there. The Derek Dooley, Butch Jones era begins at Tennessee. Who knows what might happen? But that's, to me, as a, battered Vol syndrome, for lack of a better way to describe it, kind of expectation.
All right, Clay, we will see you next week for the Iron Bowl. Big one.
Should be awesome. Have fun, guys. Appreciate y'all.